I sat next to her on the bed. She told me, she said, Justin, I've been everywhere I wanted to be in the world, and I've seen everything I wanted to see. I feel very fulfilled. And I told her, thank you, Grandma. Thank you so much for telling me that. I appreciate that a lot, because now that makes me feel like you're at peace, and that makes me feel like I can be at peace. And that's the last thing that she heard before she died. And I think about that all the time. And I also think about how if the last thing she heard before she, or if she got hit by a car in the 1930s, then the last thing she would have heard before she died was, Awooga! You guys are fucking stupid, dude. I think Jason Momoa has a Leonardo da Vinci dick. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, it's defined, you know, you see it, it's not about the size, it's about the texture, right? But I have a Van Gogh dick because nobody appreciates it while I'm alive. Da Vinci dick it's defined, it's geometric, you know exactly what it is when you're looking at it, right? But not my Van Gogh dick. When you're looking at it, you're like, yeah, but what does it mean? You gotta interpret it. Guys, I'm 220 pounds, not that healthy. I feel like that's the weight where you're either gonna work it off or just let yourself go. Just almost at the point of no return for me. My doctor, when I saw him, he said, Justin, you have 1 diabetes. He said, if you get another one, you're going to have diabetes. It's going to be a fucking problem, dude. Chill out. And it's because I like cheese. Who in here likes cheese? Cheese? Man. The block cheese, sharp cheddar. Right? Are we sharp cheddar people? Good. Colby Jack? What are you guys from the fucking suburbs? What's going on here? What the fuck? Alright. Sharp cheddar, but it's the most shameful. The block cheese is the most shameful kind of cheese you can get. I don't know why they give me this obnoxiously big glass. I can't even hold it casually, dude. Look like a fucking clown. Can you supersize my water? What the fuck was I even talking about? Cheese! Yeah, it's the most shameful, the block cheese. You take it to the store, or you go grab it off the shelf, you look at it, you're like, I shouldn't be eating solid milk, right? And then you take it to the counter and you check it out. And you know how if you go to the grocery store and you get something healthy, you know, like a yoga mat, or some vegetables, or some weights, that feels good at the checkout line. When you check it out, puts a little pep in your step, you know? If you get a block of cheese, it's like, boo. It's not a good boo. And then you take it home and you feel like a piece of shit for it, but you can't wait to eat it. And then you get home and you cut the third out of it. You eat it. And then you go to take the rest of it. And you try to put it in the Ziploc bag. But it won't fit in the Ziploc bag. So now you're like, you know what? The only way I can make this fit is to eat another third of this cheese. You guys are making, this is like how my doctor looked at me too. Whatever. Shredded cheese, I don't care, dude. I'll eat that out of the bag, man. My fiance caught me in the middle of the night one time. She goes, Justin, why are you eating shredded cheese by the handful? I'm like, do you know how long it would take to eat this much cheese one shred at a time? A long time, dude. Alright. Did you guys know there were 19 terrorists and 4 airplanes on 9/11? That means there's probably supposed to be 5 terrorists per airplane, but one of them just missed his flight. asked me to crush him. 19 for 20 though, Osama bin Laden must have been a good boss. They must have liked him. Turnover rate was high. Turnover rate was high in Al-Qaeda. Sorry guys, I'm taking this too far. Did you guys ever hear that phrase, curiosity killed the cat? Yeah. Well, for Simba, he killed his dad. Killed his dad. Just want to let you know that. One time I told that joke. I told all those dirty jokes. I told all kinds of dirty jokes, nasty ass jokes in this bar. People brought their kids into the show, and they weren't supposed to be there, and I'm like, fuck it, if you're gonna bring your kids, I'm just gonna say whatever, I guess. And the family was there, and they loved all the dirty jokes. The kids were laughing, the mom, dad, everybody was laughing. It was not a big deal. Until I got to that last joke where it was Simba's fault that his dad died, and they got up and left. So just as the kid was heading out the door, I was like, always listen to your dad, you never know what can happen. So. I think Groundhog Day is just white people keeping a day for themselves during Black History Month. I got a bisexual friend named Dick. Sorry, that was all I had to say about that. I got a bisexual friend named Dick. He's going through a hard time right now, something I didn't know a lot of bisexual men deal with. He's on dating apps and he's having a hard time matching with women. So, I mean, straight dudes, yeah, us too, but. He's having a hard time matching with women. He said for every woman he matches with, on these dating apps, he matches with 10 dudes. That's what Dick told me. He said, what do you think that means, Justin? And I said, I think it means gay men like Dick 10 times more than women do. It's facts, okay? Alright, last thing. I got dumped recently. Yeah, I know it's sad. But here's the thing about when you get dumped, that's when you learn the most in life. You look deep inside and you learn things. And one thing I learned right off the bat is the first time you masturbate after you get dumped, that's the most sad. It's the most sad. Here's what happened to me. I was standing in the shower. And this is how pathetic I was feeling. The water wasn't even running. I was just standing in the shower. I looked down and this little tear fell into my hand and I'm like, what am I going to do with this? Right? You guys know. You know what I did with that. Okay. Fucking microphone. Anyways, I didn't even finish. That's how sad I was. I just gave up. Isn't that a sad joke? It's a real tearjerker.
Getting the old people out of the way early so I can go home and sleep. So way past my fucking bedtime. I get up at 4 in the morning. Anybody else get up at 4 in the morning? Here's the thing. Things that look normal at 4 in the afternoon are fucking sketchy at 4 in the morning. Example, I saw 2 guys loading a rolled up carpet into an unmarked van. 4 in the afternoon, that's Chad helping Jeremy move from his ex-girlfriend's house. At 4 in the morning, the ex-girlfriend is in the carpet. This was really fucked up. I went by Briggs Park on my bike at 4 in the morning. There was a girl, 10-year-old girl, swinging on a swing by herself. 4 in the afternoon, she's just playing. At 4 in the morning, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I told a friend it happened. She said, why didn't you go over and see if she was all right? I said, because that's a fucking ghost girl. movie, what's it called? The long hair? I can't even remember. The Ring. That's it. It's either the girl from The Ring or it's one of the twins from The Shining, pissed off because her sister's not there. You ever go to those haunted attractions? They have ghost kids now. I found out I'm afraid of ghost kids. They scare the fuck out of me. I was out on this haunted hayride and these kids come over and they're going, help me, help me! And I'm not sure if they were playing or if they were being violated by child labor laws. Ghosts. Go on these ghost tours, have you ever been on a ghost tour to Grand Rapids? Why are the ghosts always from like the 1890s or the 1910s, right? How come there's no fucking modern ghosts? How come there isn't a guy with a chain wallet making it wobble because he died in 2005? Here's why. Because a modern ghost wouldn't haunt a building and knock over pots and pans. A modern ghost would haunt your motherfucking smartphone. That's what I would do if I died early. You go for an Uber, I send you an old man with a rickshaw. Flip on a hot girl for Tinder, I send you a toothless Appalachian woman. By the way, I'm old enough now to have dated toothless women. Anybody here ever have a gum job? Don't knock it till you try it. My only advice, don't look down. You people are going to be Googling gum jobs later, aren't you? On your porno sites. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. I was at a comedy show last night at the Wealthy Theater. One of the comics was a 24-year-old guy. And he said, I've got some time left, so I'm going to talk about sex now. Sorry, Grandma and Grandpa. What? If your grandma didn't have sex, you wouldn't be here. A. B, the average age of grandma now is 76 years old. That means she was 26 in 1972, the height of the sexual revolution. I'm not saying your grandma blew all four members of Led Zeppelin in one night, but whoever did that is a grandma now. Somebody over here said that's true. Right? Also, that's a whole load of love. That's right. I read the biography. I know what happened. A fish was involved, if I'm not mistaken. That's a whole other story. It's weird because nowadays, right, with the internet, we can say whatever the fuck we want and no one challenges it. Somebody found a quiz from 1934 and put it up online now in 2022 to see if the results would be different. The quiz was simple. What animal do you think you could kill with your bare hands? Like a spider, right? 96% of people said, yeah, I can take a spider out. In 1934, 0% of the American public said they could take an elephant in hand-to-hand combat. Nowadays, 8% of dudes said they could take an elephant out. I'd love to show up with an elephant at that dude's house. Just to see what his fucking strategy is. Jiu-jitsu is not going to work on an elephant. What you can do is grab his leg, that'll last for about a minute, and just to stomp you with the other leg. Here's the weird thing about that poll. Less people said they could take a bear than an elephant. Don't you have better chances with the bear? Right? By the way, how come there hasn't been a bear on the west side recently? Usually they come wandering down from up north. And here's how the DNR takes care of them. Right? They shoot him with a tranq one, and then put him in a car and take him up north. He wakes up, all the bears are kicking him. What the fuck you doing here, man? I don't know. I was eating a burrito at the altitude Canada dumpster, and I woke up here. So I thought it'd be a good art prize idea. Tranq a tourist, drive them up north, put them on somebody's porch in Traverse City. It got rejected, by the way. They won't let me do it. But the results would be the same. Somebody kick you. Hey, what are you doing here? I don't know. I was eating an El Canado burrito, and I wound up here. Anybody have wild animals living in their yard? Come on, you live in fucking Michigan. my backyard. One morning I got up at 4 in the morning and 2 of them were fucking when the motion sensor light came on. That wasn't the weird part. Raccoons have to make more raccoons. What was weird is there was 3 other raccoons watching them. And they looked at me like I was the fucking problem. You ever get a raccoon mad? They make a clicking noise and they come at you. And I'm like, hey, just let me get to my car and you can continue whatever the fuck this is, because I don't know what it is. I didn't know raccoons had live sex shows. The other day I was driving down Nap. I saw a fucking deer walking in the bike lane like it belonged there. It looked so comfortable, I thought when I stopped at Diamond, it was going to knock on my window and ask me a question. Roll down the window. Hey man, could you have $2? Money or male deer? Alright, that's a dumb joke. I admit that. But you laughed at it. How's the birthday dinner going over here? You guys good? Did you make a birthday wish? Did you get a cake yet? Okay. Did you blow out the candles yet? Make a wish? What the fuck kind of birthday is that?
There's not enough.
There's not enough candles for you?
There's not enough on those cupcakes.
Just do what my kids do, right? Like one for every 10 years. That's, yeah, still not enough. Still a flame going. Well, I'll wind up, I'll end with this. I got a story to tell you. I come from a big family of 8 kids, and my next younger brother was mentally challenged. He had something called Prader-Willi syndrome, which means he never felt satiated. Hello? There we go. He never felt satiated, so he could have a 3-course meal and still be hungry. So, here's the thing about people with challenges in life. Nature or God makes up for it in other ways. For instance, blind people can hear better, right? Because they have to. Henry was given the gift of shoplifting. So he can feed himself constantly. And I was responsible for watching him at the grocery store to make sure that he didn't shoplift. But I watched that guy like a hawk. Like a hawk, I'd follow him everywhere. Follow him. And sure enough, he'd get back in the car, start host his Twinkies, host his snowballs, all sorts of shit. So I did what any other 15-year-old American boy would do. I gave him a list of shit to steal from me. If you can't beat him, join him. So I gave him a list that included pornography, cigarettes, and beer. So we had a plan. He was going to steal his shit and my shit. He was going to pretend he had to go to the bathroom. I'd excuse myself from my dad, say I was taking him to the bathroom, would stash the shit in the car. Then when we got home after the groceries were all taken out, we'd all get our shit. Right? Right. Good plan. Except my dad locked the car. So we get out there, I don't know what to do with the stuff. So I shove it under the rear back tire. Go back in the store. I tell Henry, all right, things still cool. You're going to distract Dad when he's loading the groceries. We'll get our stuff into the car. We're all good, right? Right. So we get back to the car. My dad opens it. He's loading his groceries. I go under the right tire. My brother distracts my dad. All my shit's gone. It's gone. And I stand up, and there's a kid in the car next to ours, and he's holding the porno man up against the window and laughing at me. And there's nothing I can do at that point. And it was that point that my mentally challenged brother taught me to avoid a life of crime. Thank you very much. I'm Joe Gerard from the great audience.
What's up, everybody? Keep it going. For Brian, please let me know. Hell yeah. My cousin just had a new baby, fresh baby, just dropped. Like the album. Not the fatality. No, my cousin just had a new baby. After she gave birth to the baby, she was forced to stay in the hospital for a couple of days after the baby got to go home. She was admitted to the hospital because the doctor said she had kidney stones and a uterus infection. It's like, damn, is that what they're calling the babies now? A uterus infection? Call them whatever you can, as long as we can get rid of them. Am I right? Just now. I'm a father myself. Do we have any other parents here? Parents in the crowd? Other parents? If you can't tell, I'll blame it on the lighting. I am kind of black. I know it may come as a shock to some, especially the way I'm dressed. No, I am kind of black. The neat thing about being kind of black, besides still being white enough to say words like neat, I guess, that is still one of the N-words that kind of makes me cringe, you know. I can't say words like neat in front of my black friends and family. Around them, I don't really have white privilege. I have more like white allowance, where I'm allowed to do or say so many white things, but I gotta switch it up real quick. I'm still black. Like the number's 3, I can do 3 really white things before I have to do 5 really black things. It's a compromise we came up with. A couple of history buffs in the crowd. All right. But no, the neat thing about being kind of black is that any relationship I get into is automatically an interracial relationship. So, guaranteed to disappoint fathers of every race. You're welcome, ladies. But I also think it made me pretty versatile in the porn industry, you know? Just for the tags. Oh, not a big porn crowd? Alright. Don't lie to me. I don't know what you guys prefer in porn. Me, personally, when it comes to porn, I'm real primal. I like to watch apes fuck. How about you? There is a lot, don't judge me. There's a lot of conversation now about how porn is ruining real sex in marriages and relationships, whether it be taking away the desire or just not having the energy anymore. Whatever the unrealistic expectations. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, were you speaking from experience? Or chill out, man. Don't get both of us screwed here, alright? But I understand the arguments for porn ruining real sex, but for me, real sex is always going to be better than porn because it's more memorable. You know, real sex has things that porn doesn't have, like smells. And that's about it. That's all I got. So until porn comes with some smells, which honestly I thought we'd be there by now, it's going to be real sex all day for me. But I do understand the unrealistic sexual expectations placed on all of us, but I think us specifically as men, maybe it's just a desire thing for you. Anyway. But you know the obvious ones for like us men, right? Yeah. Jesus Christ. I was just talking about the length, guy, the length of those videos, I'm saying. I'm saying is 27 minutes is a lot to expect from me, alright? You can pick one, 2 or 7. I'm telling you now, one of them is going to be a stretch. But like I said, I have a son, he's pretty cool. I love my kid. He's a ton of fun. I'm trying to be a better dad. Like I smoke cigarettes. I don't smoke cigarettes in the car though with my son, obviously. Unless it's my lucky cigarette, of course. Who am I to deny him of those secondhand blessings? It's generational wealth, folks. Alright, no, I don't smoke with my son in the car. He sits outside while I warm it up though. I have a ritual. I'm not just going to stop for him. Kidding. He warms the car up and I'll wait outside and smoke my cigarette. No, I am trying to be a better dad, but I realize that my bad parenting can still build some pretty good character in my son. So I stopped giving a shit. Because, like I said, I'm kind of black, which means my son is a quarter black, which means he's white. I don't know if you know how that math works. But he's pretty white, which means he needs things that I didn't need growing up. Namely, sunscreen. That's the biggest one. This kid needs an unprecedented amount of sunscreen, never before seen in my household. Reapplications, unheard of. So when I forget to put the sunscreen on him, he goes outside and right, he burns. He burns to a crisp. It looks pretty painful. It looks like it hurts, if I'm being honest. But I'm hoping that will make him think, hey, maybe I should put sunscreen on myself, you know? Since this fuck's not gonna do it for me. The pain will help him remember. And then when he asks why his darker cousins don't need sunscreen, I remind him that they have other struggles. Just remember that sunburn when you get to drive home from a traffic stop. Well, if you don't like the joke, it fixes the problem. I was at Meijer the other day. You guys like Meijer? I was gonna say, don't fucking lie to me, all right? I know where we are. No, I was at Meijer the other day. I was leaving Meijer, and I saw a couple also leaving Meijer. It was a couple in the technical sense of the word, I guess. It was just two people. I don't think they were romantically involved. It was just a father and his daughter. So, more like a family, I guess. I saw family leaving. Well, half of the family. It's like a broken home. So I saw this broken home leaving Meijer. And on their way out, they stopped to talk to the greeter. But since they were on their way out, she was more like an escort. Yes, an escort at this point. So the broken home stopped to talk to the escort, and the father lets her know that you guys are out of bananas. She goes, what? He goes, yeah, you guys are out of bananas. Don't worry. We'll be back tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. And in my head, I just wanted him to grab her by her Meijer collar and pull her in real close and go, you better have the fucking bananas. But he didn't. Of course, that was just in my head. So I did it. I came up from behind her and I was like, you better have the fucking bananas. She was like, oh my God, what are you talking about? I'm with him. She didn't get it. I left. Obviously, neither of us strangled that old woman, but if he had, and like tag teamed his daughter to get in on there too, a couple kicks in, I wouldn't blame him. If you go to Meijer and they don't have bananas, someone deserves to get choked out. I say, why not start right there at the ground floor, you know, right there at the front door. The ground floor would probably be the people picking the bananas, but they seem a lot stronger than this old white lady, so. All right, I'll leave you guys with this. Have you guys seen those deaf child area signs? Those liberal ass city, those deaf child area signs, they've got to come down sometime, right? I'm just saying they don't stay kids forever. That kid's not a deaf child anymore, he's 42. Take the sign down. Just once I want to see a graduation photo next to a deaf child area sign coming down. Like if he's the only one on the street, he gets to keep it. And then he gets to take it home, take it off to college with him, put it up on his dorm wall. His roommate's like, did you steal that? He's like, no, it's fine.